going to Chula Vista, to the neighborhood of Otay, where my hubby grew up.
Yes, I'll come back to you. No, I won't ask where you.
Which one?
El Arizona,
Oh, there's a famous Chinese Arizona restaurant. Who knew? We grew up in Chula Vista, and who knew that we would end up living in Arizona? So here we are on the streets of beautiful Chula Vista.
I won't ask where you run under the sun. Yes, I'll come.
So we're going down Main Street right now.
mis cachos de cuál que sembraba aquí.
See, where they used to do the strawberries?
Ajá.
Wow. Not anymore, huh? Wow.
El negro sí.
So we're looking at all of the places that we used to either go eat at the restaurants or to the stores we used to go. And this Bobar liquor store has a story that my hubby will have to tell you about that later on. That's part of his testimony, so you can imagine what it's all about. And here we are turning onto 3rd Avenue in Chula Vista. And this little white church to the right has been there forever. And these are the famous Los Taquitos. And then here is Montgomery Street and Los Panchos. That's it right there? Oh, they changed it. Oh, the street is closed. Montgomery Street, the street that my hubby grew up on. We're gonna have to go around the other side to enter this area. This used to be Los Panchos taco shop. Take note, Pastor Greg Locke, Los Panchos. Panchos, not Panchos. And yes, it used to be Los Panchos, but they changed it to Señor Panchos. And believe me, all the food here in Chula Vista, south of San Diego, is, oh my goodness. This is real Mexican food. We haven't found some real Mexican food, not even in Arizona. But here we go. We're going through another street because Montgomery Street was blocked. And so we're going to come and see if we can enter through the back side. So I remember teaching a Bible study. Oh, this is one of the Christian churches here in Otay. It's the Apostolic Church. Oh, there's a different sign? What does it say? Oh, I see. And back in the late 70s, I became a Christian in 1978, and then the Lord gave me the opportunity to teach a Bible study on this street to a young couple, the Gomez couple. And then we're turning now over to Montgomery Street, and I've got to tell you the story of what happened there on Montgomery Street, where my hubby grew up. He's reminiscing of the years that they lived here, and so that's going down that way. And your house is over here to the left, right, baby? Yeah, to the left. So we're gonna turn here. Hey, I think that's the same one you used to have parked in front of your house.
Igual, same thing.
So let's see, whose houses are these? That's your house right there?
Yeah.
180?
Oh
180
my
Montgomery.
gosh, 180 Montgomery Street. That's where my hubby and I grew up with his mom and dad and his 5 brothers and his 1 sister. And oh my goodness. And look at the famous park where my hubby grew up playing soccer all the time. His dad was a coach of a soccer league, and they would play soccer at that park right there all the time. So everyone here in this neighborhood back in the day, they knew each other. Everyone was friendly, and they would come outside and talk with their friends and neighbors. And if somebody ran out of sugar, run around across the street and borrow a cup of sugar from somebody. And I don't know if it's still the same now, but I know that in my neighborhood where I live in Arizona, nobody peeps out the door.
Tabi lang kami 186.
Right here, baby kid. Kin.
Nosotros cuando apenas llegamos,
Oh,
186.
oh,
luego
yeah?
180.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. You never told me.
No?
Wow. So here we are in Otay, in the city of Chula Vista.
Magsayas ako.
And then, is this where it's going to take you to where you used to box
No,
after school?
Magsaya.
Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, it's the other way around. Yeah. Is that the house
Ramon.
Ramon Llerenas built? Wow, look at that. I think it's the only two-story house on this
No,
street.
there's another.
Oh, okay. There's another one. Yep. So this is the neighborhood of Otay, and actually back in the day, what was it known for, baby?
What? Hotel?
Otay. It was where a lot of cholos,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of
A lot.
cholos lived here.
A lot.
Yep. But you know what is funny? We've learned that it doesn't matter the appearance of the person, because that person has a heart. That person was created by God. And sometimes looks can be deceiving. Sometimes we see a person dressed a certain way and we think, oh, they must have a very rough life, or they're tough, rough and tough. But you know what? When you get to know someone, you realize that we are all the same. No matter how we dress, we are all the same. We have a great need in our heart. There's an emptiness that needs to be filled by the presence of God. And He can do that. He can fill your heart with His Holy Spirit if you only ask Him in prayer. Here we are on Orange Avenue, and we're going towards... Oh, you know what? Before you go to Castle Park, baby, can you go to the right so we can go where the condominiums were, where we lived?
Me?
Yeah. Wow. So here we are turning from Orange Avenue onto Hilltop Drive, and we're going to drive all the way back to Main Street. We practically went around in a square, like in a circle, and we're coming back to Main Street because we're also going to take a drive down to Melrose Avenue, where we purchased our first home, which was a condominium. It was a 2-bedroom condominium, and at that time our son, he was already 3.5 years old, and right on the day we closed escrow on purchasing that condominium, right on that day I had to be rushed to the hospital because my water bag had broken. I was expecting our second baby, but that was a shock to both my hubby and I because I had only been pregnant for 6 months. It was way too early for our baby to be born. They kept me on bed rest for a couple weeks. Then on June 15th, 1991, our precious baby girl was born. The sad part was that we couldn't bring her home right away after she was born because since she was 3 months early, she weighed 1 pound 12 ounces and measured 13 inches long. And so we couldn't bring her home right away. She was in the hospital for 3 months before we could bring her home. She was supposed to be born on September 15th and was born on June 15th. So on exactly the 15th of September of 1991, our precious heavenly little loved one came home. And she came home to this condominium that we had just bought. And to the left, here you see the condominiums here on Melrose Avenue, where we purchased our first home, a 2-bedroom, and it's a gated community, so I don't think we'll be able to go in there. So here's the gate right here. There's a story about that gate, but I'll tell you about it in a minute. Anyway, so right through that gate and then to the left was our condominium on the other side of these.
Woodside Village?
Yes, Woodside Village condominiums. And so then this was another taco shop that we used to come and buy food at. Oh my goodness. It's dangerous living in California. Too many burritos everywhere. What's it called? Asada. You remember, Luis? Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at how pretty the flowers look here. Oh, look at that. Oh, I was going to say, why don't you drive by my house? I'm just driving videotape a little bit. Well, not my house, my parents' house. So anyway, here we are. We're just driving around, enjoying this beautiful day that the Lord has blessed us with here in sunny California. So the name of this street is Rinstra, and this is in Chula Vista. And from this point to the left of me is the school grounds of Castle Park High School, the school I graduated from. And so right now you see this whole distance, this street here, Celeste, we would walk, okay? We're gonna see how long. You're gonna see which was our route to come to school, to the high school. And imagine, I think Castle Park High was closer to your house than to ours, huh? Because, yeah, Ota is just a little lower from Castle Park High. But we were up this way, and so we would walk and walk and walk. And
Under the sun.
first it would be only my sister and I walking through these streets, and then eventually we'd stop by 1 or 2 friends, and then we'd end up like being 4 or 5 of us walking together to school. And so, but we would walk all the way through here, all the way up to Melrose Avenue, which is up there, up the little hill. And so, yep. But this is not even halfway, okay? This is not even halfway of what we would walk. Then we would walk down through this way, through Melrose Avenue. This is Melrose Avenue. And we would walk, this wasn't even halfway. Wait till you see how long we used to walk. So, I kind of wonder how many kids today, high school students, walk this distance to go to school. Oh my goodness. At that time, the 805 was barely being built. So it was all dirt when we would cross through there. And so here we are on Melrose Avenue, and we're gonna make a left here on East Orange Avenue. Back in the day when I was in high school, this is what we used to do. Even though we were high schoolers, we weren't spoiled with a hot rod car or a sports car or anything like that. So we did have 2, in Spanish they call it Dodge patitas, which means your 2 feet. They were Dodge cars. So here we go. We're crossing over Freeway 805. I'm sharing with my daughter and well, my hubby knows because he knew this area too during the time we were in high school. But sharing with my daughter that in those times before, when I was in high school, this freeway wasn't built yet. So this is a bridge that they built. So when we would come walking to school, we wouldn't walk over a bridge. We would just come across like kind of like in a little valley, and it was all just dirt, and we would just walk through there and then reach this side of the little valley, and then we would continue on, you know, to school. So imagine we would have to get up super early to make it to school, because it would take us at least like 45 minutes to get to school, if I'm not mistaken. And so look, here's the freeway that they built, and so we would cross below this bridge because there was no bridge. And so here we go. This is still part of Chula Vista. And so back in 1969, my beloved dad and mom, they decided to move from Los Angeles to Chula Vista. And so dad, he was working in construction. So after turning from Orange Avenue, we turned left here on Oleander Avenue. And so back in the day, like I was saying, in 1969, Dad was offered a better construction job. Actually, it wasn't construction. He worked with the Blue Haven pools. He would lay out the rebar frames of the swimming pools. And so Dad, he discovered that they were building these new homes in this area, and he brought us, the whole family, to come and see this area. When we came here, make sure and turn here it is. This is Wisteria Street, where we moved to. And my dad, he brought us back then to this area where it was just a dirt lot. Everything was just dirt lots where they were just barely building the homes. And so my dear dad and mom, they chose this lot here, right here. Slow down, baby, okay? Yes. So this here, baby. So this is the house that mom and dad bought for their 8 children. It was a 5-bedroom home with 2 bathrooms, and it has a huge yard. And oh my goodness, wow. That window up there was my bedroom, Celeste.
To the left?
Yeah. And so when Dad brought us here, it was so exciting. If you go down this street, baby, you're gonna see down here, it was all dirt. And all the kids from the neighborhood come down here and be playing and running around, and look at how it is now. Yeah. So I think from here it might connect you back to Olympic, I think. From there, we moved from this house, this 2-story house, we moved to a smaller home, which we're gonna see right now. And here we see Palomar Elementary School, where my younger siblings attended when they were little kids. And so we moved from the 2-story home to this smaller home, and this is where everyone little by little started getting married. having fun touring all these different places where we used to live.
Yes.
Wow. After so many years, right? We are still in Chula Vista. We're driving down J Street, going west on J Street, and we're going to the J Street Marina. This place is the place where my hubby proposed to me. Well, not only did he propose, but he also initially asked me to be his girlfriend. And he spelled the plan from A to Z. When he asked me if I would accept being his girlfriend, he said, "All I ask you is to be praying about it, and I will wait for your answer." And he said, "If you accept being my girlfriend, from that point in 3 months, we'll get engaged. And then from there, in 3 more months, we'll get married." And wow, he blew me away, because Luis had been my friend, a very good friend, for almost 4 years. We were friends, and so I was very surprised when he asked me to be his girlfriend. So guess what? That night, the Lord gave me a dream. That dream was about my wedding day. It was on my wedding day, and I was all ready, dressed beautifully, like all brides look on their wedding day. And as I was walking down the aisle and I reached the altar, I look up and there was Luis. I saw him clearly in my dream. I saw exactly what he was wearing. He was wearing a black penguin tail tuxedo, and he was wearing a white shirt with a white bow tie and a white vest. And I looked at him and I was just so happy in my dream. So when I woke up the next day, I think I had a reaction like Sarah, the wife of Abraham in the Old Testament, that she kind of laughed when God told her that she was going to have a baby in her old age. So I thought about the dream and I thought, oh, I just got maybe a little overexcited because he asked me to be his girlfriend. And eventually the Lord showed me, after 6 months of praying, he showed me that Luis was the man that the Lord had prepared for me to be my husband. And I just thank the Lord because God is so good. And right now we are arriving to J Street Marina, and oh my goodness, so many of these places are closed off now. And so I guess they're building something else now. Oh, this is going to be the new Opry,
Yeah, the Gaylord.
the Gaylord Opryland, Tennessee. Look at you guys. Check it out. So, as you can see, eventually,
The sign right there.
This
Gaylord
is-
coming summer 2025. Whoa, 2 more years.
oh wow. So maybe you can pass through there again, baby, so we can get a picture.
Okay.
So,
Let me go back.
so this is J Street Marina in Chula Vista, California, and since last year, after we had returned from Tennessee last year in 2022, then we saw an article where they were speaking about the future plans for this area of J Street Marina, that they would be building Gaylord Opryland here. And we were so excited because we got to see the Gaylord Opryland in Nashville, Tennessee last year. And we visited again there this past, well, it's only been about a week ago that we were in Tennessee, and it was so beautiful to be over there, especially visiting the Global Vision Bible Church in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. So we were so excited to be on that trip, and now we're back. As soon as we returned, sadly, we had to come to California to accompany our family for the passing of my brother-in-law. So we hope you're having a beautiful day. Look at that beautiful American flag up there. Woo! God is good. So this is beautiful J Street Marina, where my handsome husband, my handsome hubby, got inspired to propose to me. Wow. It's a beautiful place around here, and hopefully we'll get to see the bay right now. My mom used to love to come over here. My mom and dad, they would come to feed the birds. Look at this, Louis, right here. And this is J Street Marina. Wave, baby. I love you. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the seagulls. Mira cómo los vuela el viento. You and your dad wave. And this is my beautiful daughter and my husband. Almost 38 years ago, our union in marriage began, and the Lord blessed us with our beautiful daughter and our son. And here we are enjoying the beauty of God's creation. Isn't this beautiful? Look at the seagulls. Oh my goodness, it's a little windy, so the seagulls are just they're practically staying in one position because of the wind. Oh my gosh. Look at that, the way they stay there. Hey, so these are the ones that, oh, look at the Coronado Bridge. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. And there's the island of Coronado. Whoa, look at that, how beautiful. So this is a beautiful view here from J Street Marina. And it's going to be beautiful when they build that new Gaylord Opryland Hotel. Okay, well, we will see you in the next chapter.
Ask what have we done under the sun? Yes, I'll come back to you. Then I'll ask what have we done under the sun? Yes, I'll come back to you. Then I'll ask what have we done under the
Chula Vista. There's the Bowl Park, and this is downtown Chula Vista. Today, our nephew has invited us to have dinner at La Bella's with other Solorio family members, and we're very thankful that we're getting together with them. It'll be a beautiful time of fellowship with them.